iconic finishes of all time, the rock bottom, the people's elbow is one move that just isn't very good. Sure, fans are excited to see it, but take a look at it objectively. Essentially, this move has The Rock running from rope to rope only to land a simple elbow drop to the pectoral muscle. How exactly is that different than the standing elbow drops performed by other superstars, besides the taunting? When you put it like that, signature leg drop is really nothing to write home about. Hogan's atomic leg drop simply has the man lazily bringing down his leg onto his opponent's body. No snap, no slam, just Hogan essentially sitting down. The move itself just looks weak and lazy, to put it bluntly. Honestly, the big boot that sets up the finish seems more devastating than the leg drop itself. Ziggler is a great performer that's able to sell his moves brilliantly. However, when you look at his finisher more closely, you realize the zigzag is absolutely terrible. Ziggler might be good, not even he can hide the fact that his finishing move, one that's meant to keep his opponent down for the 3 count, is nothing more than throwing his opponent down onto his back. Seriously, Dolph grabs the victim's neck and takes them both to the ground using his own momentum. There's really nothing to it. Sure, it could work as a regular move, but it does not feel significant enough to be. Umaga was supposed to be an unstoppable machine and a destructive force, which makes the Samoan spike even weaker as a finishing move. Like seriously, a thumb to the neck was supposed to knock somebody out despite wrestlers punching each other non-stop during a match? I get that the neck and head are vulnerable spots, but the spike just wasn't very believable as a finish. I could have used one of many different, more impactful finishes. I'm sure you're starting to see the trend, that in general, single strike moves are not very good finishers. That trend continues with the heart punch, which was most famously used by Crush. Yes, a punch straight to the heart would hurt and possibly be fatal, but the physical impact of the strike just wasn't enough to get crowds fired up. It's simply not very impressive, given really anybody could pull it off, and the fact that most of the implied damage was inside the body didn't help. Oh, and if performed incorrectly, this move could seriously stop one's heart, which makes it that Cobra was bad. But since he was a comic relief character, he ranks higher on this list than he would otherwise. The move itself is silly, makes little sense in terms of wrestling, and looks to be more annoying than painful. Once again, a single strike to the head or neck usually does not make for a good finishing maneuver. Also, this move bears a resemblance to Mick Foley's mandible claw, which was at least original and fit the character well, but I digress. Anyways, for a move that was meant to, and did, put opponents away for the 3 count, the Cobra was straight up. But Bastion Booger's trip to the back cave is amongst the nastiest wrestling moves I've ever seen. It's not uncommon to hear the joke of overweight wrestlers sitting on their opponents, but to Booger, this was no joke. Without any sort of momentum like Earthquake or Yokozuna, Bastion Booger would stand over his fellow wrestler, do a little dance, and then plop down crotch first onto their face for the win. I'm not sure if the dance was supposed to be like a power-up or something, but it clearly didn't help make this finisher rank number 1 on this list is the fact people seem to enjoy it for whatever reason. But in reality, it was a really bad finisher. Scotty 2 Hotty, who was somewhat entertaining as a character, made the crowd sit through almost 30 seconds of flailing around the ring before performing, wait for it, a chop. Seriously, a diving chop, that's it. That's all it was after all that drama and build-up. Now like I said, I know some fans actually enjoyed the move based on its comedic appeal, but come on, as far as finishers go, it was pretty awful. By no means was Great Khali a good wrestler to begin with, but the brain chop was the worst move in his arsenal, yet it was used as his finisher. Sure, a chop to the head would hurt, but that's not entirely what a finisher is meant to do. It's also supposed to be an exciting, dramatic way to conclude a match. The brain chop definitely doesn't fit this description. Khali wasn't the most athletic guy to begin with, and his lack of speed and ability to sell really makes the brain chop look even worse. Full power punch from Big Show would hurt a ton, and more than likely knock anybody watching this video out, but it doesn't really work well as a wrestling finisher. First, it's completely unoriginal. It's a slow punch that actually looks weaker than the ones thrown by other superstars on a regular basis. Second, why wouldn't Big Show just continuously throw this until he hit it? There's really no need to work a match for 10 or so minutes beforehand if all you're going to do is throw a punch to end it. Big Show's chokeslam was a lot better than this unimaginative finish.